The old and frail and terribly scared are still being brought to safety in their thousands. There's a grateful kiss for her rescuers. Many of these elderly folk lived alone with their pets. Others were confined to their wheelchairs and unable to leave themselves. It's okay, they reassure Yevgenia as she clings to them. She's partially blind and clearly confused and terrified as she's handed over to her younger relative, who immediately consoles her. We're all out, she tells the octogenarian. We came back for you. Senior UN officials say this humanitarian crisis will have grave and far-reaching consequences. Many of these people left with barely any of their possessions. Their homes are destroyed, and now there's little safe drinking water. They're lucky if they've managed to grab some soggy IDs on the way out. Among those who managed to make it to Kherson city, a group who fled from the Russian-controlled area. Katerina is amongst them, and in her 84 years, she's not experienced anything like this barbarity. The rescued are now extending the same kindness to those still in need. And this group can't quite believe that they've made it. The group is still traumatized, and at least 2 are in their 80s. They're all so relieved and overwhelmed with emotion. The current was so powerful, she says. We barely made it. They were surrounded by Russian troops and tell us of beaches being bombed as they tried to flee to Ukrainian territory, and how the Russian soldiers tried to steal their boats. When we were in Dachi, all our boats had been sunk, she told us, and they were looting our summer houses and our boat engines. They were taking everything. The guys just managed to save our 2 boats. A huge area of the battlefield is now submerged, with levels rising 11 feet in just 24 hours, and no sign of it receding just yet. The Ukrainian president has spoken of enough fresh water now being a real concern, and drones are being used to drop supplies to those now surrounded by water. All these trees are submerged. The houses, the whole of the basement and the first floor has gone. And you can hear the sound as they're still trying to defend themselves. The bus stop where people used to stop and try and get buses is now pretty much completely submerged. Amphibious vehicles like the Sherp, with its specialised inflatable tyres, are being used to get through these waters. And there are scores of volunteers working alongside soldiers and police, trying to pull to safety as many people as possible. Turn around, Mikola tells him. It'll be easier. There are at least 4 people left in this block, with those in the lower levels moving in with neighbours in the flats above. Were you scared being stranded there overnight? Yes, it was scary, Ior tells us. I was afraid. Water just came in and you couldn't do anything. The rescuers have got their work cut out for them. They're told by others that there's still a blind woman trapped in her home further on. Is anyone alive? They shout. Yes, comes a faint voice. I'm on the 4th floor. They ask her if she's alone. She is, but she has 10 cats and a dog. They urge her to stay still and radio for help. By the time she reaches dry land, she's exhausted and very tearful. She's already been through so much. There are a lot of animals still being found. To many of the rescued humans, they have been their lifeline in this protracted war. The Russians are still insisting they're not responsible for this catastrophic disaster, as the Ukrainians scramble to save as many creatures, however tiny, as possible. There are dire predictions of just how badly this will hit the country long term. Not just household pets, but their livestock, their farm exports, agricultural stocks will all be badly impacted too, and the consequences of the dam burst is likely to be felt for years to come. Alex Crawford, Sky News, in southern Ukraine.